Thank you so much for tuning in. Mr. Mitsubishi here. Today in this video we'll have a look at this. The all-new 2023 PHEV has 3-zone climate control, and we'll have a detailed look on how it works, what it's all about. So the 3 zones are as following: the driver, the passenger, and the second row. With summer approaching and summer trips on the way, it's very important we understand how exactly the climate control works, so we can see what the expectation is and what we can get out of the climate system. So let's get inside right now and let's check out the front first, and then we're gonna move to the second row. Now, when we're inside of the vehicle, of course, the most important thing is to start the vehicle, so everything starts up. Now, this here is the climate setting itself. Now we can turn it on and off, right? So obviously we need to make sure that the system is turned on. And now we have the screen. We can see a few things. We have driver's side temperature, we have passenger side temperature, and then we have something for the rear right here. And it also shows on and off, auto, and sync. So let's have a look. What are all those buttons? So majority of times you just sort of like set your ideal temperature and off you go. But like I said, like with all the summer trips coming up and all drivers having individual preferences when it comes to climate, it's important to know what we have here. And in a second we'll move back here and have a look what kind of settings we have for the second row passengers. And let's do first things first. For the driver, so we adjust the temperature by the pulling the dial here, and this one automatically, because we have synced it together, it adjusts the entire thing. So adjusts the driver, the passenger, and the rear. So I'm doing this and it adjusts all of them. See how they changes? Now if we deselect the sync, I will adjust it manually each one. So I can adjust my temperature to whatever, let's say 18 degrees. The passenger can be at 22, and I can also adjust the rear the way I please. The second I hit the sync again, so this sync button automatically syncs the entire vehicle to the driver's settings. Let's try it out. So right now, driver has 18.5 degrees, the rear is 21.5, and the passenger is 22.5. Let's hit the sync. And there we go, everything defaulted to the driver settings. So it's important to know. Again, the other thing important to know is we can adjust the fan speed like this. That will be for the both front and back, or we can click the auto mode. So when we're in auto mode, the vehicle is going to maintain automatically the temperature that we set. It's going to either increase, decrease, fan speed, temperature, and everything else. So let's try that out. So the second we press auto button, this will disappear because we can't adjust the fan speed individually, because the vehicle is going to look after that. So we click auto, and now the vehicle, see how it increased the fan. We can already hear the fan is working harder. It's gonna achieve the 18.5 degree overall temperature in the vehicle. If we want to go back from auto to manual, we just press up and down this, and that's how we adjust it. And again, the auto mode can also be if we deselect the sync, the passenger wants 22 degrees, say I want a little bit colder at 18 degrees, and the rear passengers want 19.5 degrees or 20 degrees. We can do that. We can select to auto, and we are individual zones, and the vehicle is gonna try its best to maintain that temperature. So now the driver is on auto 18 degrees, the passenger is on auto 22, and the rear passengers are on auto with 20 degrees as well. Again, the second I select sync, it defaults to driver's temperature, and if I want to go back, instead of auto manual adjustment, I press one or the other button, and I can do so. Now, when I adjust things manually, I can also change the airflow manually. See, I press this button and that changes things. The second I press auto, that option gets taken away, because now the vehicle is going to do all the job. We don't decide where the airflow goes. So just keep that in mind. If you are selecting certain airflow directions, that will deselect the auto at all. And of course, we can shut off the climate control completely or turn it back on, and then we have these options right here. Now, when it comes to the second row, we can do it two ways. Either we can adjust the temperature from the second row, which we're gonna have a look in the second, or we can conveniently go and do it right here. Keep in mind that the second row, they don't get to select their own fan speed. So whatever we select here is gonna be given to them as well, but they can adjust if they want it more or less by this, you know, a scroll bar, which we're gonna check out in a second. Now, I've tested here and it's possible, let's say, you know, we can be here super high temperature, maximum, and then, you know, let's say it's gonna blast full heat here. As an example, okay, let's go all the way up like 30 degrees. And then on the rear, we can deselect to like very low 18 degrees Celsius. And literally this here gives you hot air. And for the back, it's very, very cold. So all those things are possible, but most of the time you'll have just a little bit, you know, difference between that. And again, once we want to get everything lined up to our driver select temperature, just hit sync and everything syncs to this setting right here. And now if I'm adjusting the driver's dial, see how all the other ones adjust? Most of the time, most likely this is what's gonna happen. You'll just have this and everything's gonna be lined up, and then it's just a matter of like if you want auto climate where the vehicle keeps the temperature you set, or you want manual adjustments, certain airflows, certain speed. That is totally up to you. Now, let's have a look at the second row, how we look, what do we have, where are the vent outlets. Keep in mind that on the PHEV, same thing with the regular Outlander, we only have this airflow right here. We don't have, you know, for the third row. Together with, like, you know, possibility of opening sunroof and window, like, you know, there's of course going to be enough air, but for the second row, this is how we're looking here. Now we have these openings. We can direct the airflow up and down and sideways, and then we have this here right here that opens and closes the entire airflow. If we want to turn it off, we just, you know, go like this. That's it. No airflow is coming out. If we want full blast according to the climate control, then we can do so and open it up in full. On top of that, we can operate our own climate settings here. So we feel like it's a little bit too cold for us, we just go warmer. We feel like we need warmer, we go there. We feel like we need colder, we go there, right? And as we can see, so when we are setting, pressing these settings right here, let's have a look. On here, it changes as well, right? So, okay, let me zoom in. So this is where the rear is, right? So, and now let me just press this button. Okay, I'm pressing it, see how it goes up, and now it goes down. So the driver and passenger stays at 22.5, and I'm just doing my thing and adjusting everything manually from here. So in that regard, the rear passengers have very good control over the climate settings. So this is what gives us 3-zone climate control. The driver adjusts their temperature, passenger, and the second row passengers as well. Overall, I gotta say, I really like the thing that you can sync your you know, your entire climate with press of a button to driver's temperature, and then you obviously have option to auto you know, maintain the temperature, or manually with the fan and airflow directions. So there we go. We just covered this 3-zone climate control on the all-new Outlander. I hope you're gonna enjoy your Outlander in your summer trips, and see you in next videos.